Welcome to 7-Eleven. We're going to lower that 257 to 247 by putting in 7 rewards. Which is your phone number? There it is. 247. That's what I thought. Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. I see what you're doing, huh? Taking a relaxing nap in my chair. Oh, okay. I get the point. Yeah, good kitty, yes you were. You like that? Yes you do. Yeah. Let me fix your ear. There we go. Sorry about that. There we go. Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. Whether the weather be cold or whether the weather be hot, we'll weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. And it is 87 degrees Fahrenheit according to WeatherBug. My car says it's 90. It's actually 87 degrees. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show. If anything, you get the weather at the 5 o'clock hour. And there is one of the stars of the show. He likes to hang on mirrors, Rouvier mirrors. He's got a little message on the back. He likes to live, laugh, smell good, mirror critters, and that's Critter. Hey, everybody. He rarely talks. He said hi, everybody, right there. All right, welcome to the Please Subscribe show. I'm Cole Spivey. It's that time of the show where you get to watch me pick up food at restaurants and drop it off at your doorstep. Thanks for tuning in. Stopping here on Isbell Street. Auto dealing, 817-344-9973. Call them now. You might have to slow it down. They do have a garage sale going on at 3771 West 5th Street. Garage sale, October, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So guys, you want to get up there, 9 o'clock, get your coffee. Go by 7-Eleven or QT. I think 7-Eleven's coffee's better. But QT's not that bad. Actually, 7-Eleven's way better. But QT has other things that are good, like some of the breakfast stuff. Occasionally their breakfast pizzas are tolerable if you get them early. And then get to that garage sale. No movie reviews right now. Yeah, I'm still working at the novel. I know it's like, what? This guy's writing a book? Novel. Kind of. I'm in chapter 84. I guess I'm hacking away at it a little bit. Haven't had time to pick up the guitar, play anything, but I found a really cool musician I might show a little bit later. He played a year ago on KEXP. So I find a lot of my music. Might do that. Ooh, there's a Doberman Pinscher in the back of that pickup truck right there. It's a nice pickup. Got nice pickups here in Texas. Everybody's got their pickup truck, driving around, maybe doing a roadie, going by Home Depot, picking up some plywood, working on a project, maybe building a porch, coming up on a butterfly. They installed this butterfly a long time ago, back when Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were around. They used it on a different wall, and it's electronic too. I'm just fibbing. All right, here we go. Okay, no problem yesterday, but it's a little bit better today. A little bit better. Not too much. A little bit better. Musical swings at the Botanical, September 18th through December 7th at Botanic Gardens, Fort Worth. Right, headed to Zap Kitchen. First one for today, 5:35 arrival, 1 minute, 0.3 mile for the pickup. And this was the guy I was talking about. He played on KEXP in Seattle. Gregory Allen, I guess it's Isakov? Yeah, his KEXP performance is amazing. Let's see if I can find it on here. Let's put KEXP Seattle. That was a year ago. That one's a pretty good performance. That was 1 year ago. Very good. Like, this band's awesome. There's Zap. Lau and Thai Street Eats. Or Leo. All right, Zap Kitchen on its way. 5:59 arrival, 15 minutes. 3.7 miles for the delivery for your tummy. Yummy, yummy for Zap Kitchen. No. A friend and I, we used to play Dungeons and Dragons. He was Dragoff, and I was Silverleaf. And supposedly under one of these bridges, he put Dragoff and Silverleaf will rule the world. I don't know where it's at. Somewhere. If it's still there. And we got 2 go-karts at the Rockwood Go-Karts and Mini Golf here in Fort Worth, Texas. Looks like one of the go-karts is in the lead. Come on down, get your ticket. And if it's summertime, bring an astronaut suit so you can control the climate within. That way you don't die of heat exhaustion. And you better get a good astronaut suit. It gets hot, like 110. Rockwood Go-Karts. Check them out. Kicking up dust. Kicking up dust. There's Slimer right there. From 1984's Ghostbusters. Bill Murray and everybody. Dan Aykroyd. I gotta look on Wikipedia and find out some information about. There's some die-hard Ghostbuster fans, so I don't want to say anything to jinx it. But it is 1984, though, the release of it. lot of good ones. Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man's in it too. Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man.
Andy Gregory on Isakov, live here on KEXP.
All right, got one at the Cook Shack. 6:12 arrival. 2 minutes, 0.3 mile for the pickup. All right, the Cook Shack on its way. 1.2 miles, 4 minutes, 6:20 arrival for the delivery. Looks like we got an Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, and Batman up there. Oh, mixing DC and Marvel. Nice. Spider-Man's upside down too. Alright, got one delivered. Alright, got one at the Great Outdoors, a pretty good one. At 6:29 arrival, 5 minutes, 0.8 mile for the pickup. It's for the pickup. It's either the delivery or the pickup. It is the pickup. It is for the pickup. The pickup truck? No, not the pickup truck. The pickup for the phone. I mean for the food. The pickup for the food? Yeah. Not for your pickup truck, fool. Very rarely has anybody been buried in their pickup truck for a funeral. It's probably happened a couple of times. But I want to drive my way to heaven. Well, we all want to drive to heaven. But you're not going to be buried in your damn pickup truck. And I don't want it after you croak. Myth and Marble. Kibble Art Museum. Con building. No, I'm just joking. I'll take a pickup truck. No, just imagining this guy is, you know, the story of this guy wanted to be buried in his pickup truck. Didn't want anybody to have it. There's the Great Outdoors right there. So he'd be buried. You never see that at a funeral, really. Just like you never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. It'd be funny, though. There goes his hearse and all his belongings and a U-Haul behind being pulled. That pin and pulley system. Yeah. He wanted to be buried in his pickup truck. Seatbelt and all. Make sure the seatbelt's on so don't get a ticket on the way to heaven. They say every third vehicle in Texas is an F-150 pickup truck. It's like that gray F-150 right there. They say every third vehicle, but I think it's rumor. There goes a Ram right there. There's more pickup trucks in Texas than Chinamen in China. Real busy right by Blue. It's past Blue. I'm gonna try to get into this lot here and pick up the great outdoors. There's too many giving people. Anyway, I might get in front of this Honda Accord. This BMW got it right here. My sign said exit only. Well, my Marine buddy had that tattooed on his butt. All right, great outdoors on its way. 6:53 arrival, 20 minutes, 9.2 miles for the delivery. Man, that great outdoors foot-long sub sure does taste. Take two. That great outdoor 12-inch, take three. Well, that great outdoors foot-long sub sure does smell good. But I can't eat it because it belongs to you. Headed to your doorstep. Somewhere out there among the prairies, over the horizon, at an apartment complex outside Fort Worth. A Subway sandwich, foot long, with vinegar dressing, probably, shaved lettuce, different types of fowl meat on it, probably turkey, most likely. I just know it was a foot long. But I did not eat it. I used self-control, so it'll be delivered at your doorstep in exactly 8 more minutes. Kitty agrees it does smell nice, even though it's in my trunk. Anyway, on our way. They're all the way from Virginia. Kicking up dust before the sun comes up. Look at all them birds. Studio session right here, Gregory Alan Isakov studio session on the current recommended the Ghost of Tom Joad, which is a Bruce Springsteen album. I listened to the first song. It's pretty good. All right. Looks like we got a Burger King. 7:09 arrival, 1 minute, 0.8 mile for the pickup. I was listening to Bruce Springsteen's The Ghost of Tom Joad. It was recommended by Gregory Alan Isakov. They were talking about the album Nebraska. It's Bruce Springsteen, the boss. About the making of Nebraska. Supposedly they used a keyboard on just one song, the whole album. But it's supposed to be there's supposed to be some unreleased stuff on Nebraska. And on that note, there's a movie now, Bruce Springsteen's "Deliver Me from Nowhere" with Jeremy Allen White. A lot of Allens in this little segment. Gregory Alan Isakov and Jeremy Allen White. Jeremy Allen White's an actor. He plays one of the great musicians. A lot of interviews on him right now. But I went ahead and picked up this Burger King because time is money, and it's on the way. I'll try to head back into good old Fort Worth. And I wheel drop this Burger King at your doorstep. Gonna grab this Burger King off Northeast 30th Street, right by Louisiana Kitchen, where we might meet. Burgers for breakfast and original chicken sandwich meal, $4.99. It's a pretty good deal. Along the highway, along Northeast 30th Street. Well, it looks like they picked up some vampire nuggets. They have them at Burger King right now. Burger King's they're out since 1954. All right, this Burger King and vampire nuggets, French fries on its way. 7:24 arrival, 9 minutes, 3.6 miles for the delivery. Got a one-way ticket to the promised land. Yeah, I'm listening to it. I dig it. Yeah, Bruce Springsteen, it's probably something I'm going to get into eventually. And hopefully I'll be able to get to see the movie. I very seriously doubt, because of how things are right now, that I'm going to be able to see it anytime soon. And I still haven't seen the Dylan one, too. They came out back to back. That's nearly like if they did a Johnny Cash movie than an Elvis movie, but they didn't. They waited a long time before the Elvis movie came out. This one, they did the Dylan movie, I think, the same year they did the Bruce Springsteen movie. But anyway, Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere. Yeah, I'm sure it's probably going to be an Oscar nod. I did see the trailer, and it looks like Jeremy Allen White is a pretty dedicated performance. What I'm seeing is they did a lot of wide angle stuff with him, and you kind of see Bruce Springsteen standing there, and then at times, even in the close-ups, you see a resemblance of Bruce Springsteen in him. It's really weird. It's weird how they do that. The same thing with Chalamet, Timothy Chalamet and Dylan. It's weird how they do that. But anyway, I think I have a relative buried there. I want to say Maydale. I think it's Greenwood. A lot of these funerals are called, funeral plots and these memorial parks are known as Greenwood around here. In this area of Texas. Yeah, it says Greenwood right here. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say, yeah, I'm pretty sure Maydale was buried there. And then my step-grandfather, Wayne, was buried there too. Mount Olive Chapel's there. No, it'll be gone, damn. I don't know, I'll probably switch back maybe to Gregory Allen, but I'm listening to the Tom Joad album right now. The Ghost of Tom Joad. The Ghost of Tom Joad came out in 1995, and it got number 11, but that ain't bad. No, not for small-time musicians, but for greats like Bruce, it must have hit him hard. His first studio album that didn't get top 10. All right, we got a $3 Pizza Hut, 1.8 miles, 7:35 arrival, 5 minutes for the pickup. Haltom City is where my parents met at Haltom High School. Long time ago, probably around the Vietnam War, before I was born, of course. I wasn't even an idea by then, but I was waiting to be born somewhere. They say the Guff is where we come from, and heaven, I've heard. We've always been a soul, and we've always been immortal, was what I've heard. Then we just come here to take the test, and then we return to our destination because there's free will. When you ride that pale horse, hopefully it's with the king, because he'll be coming back again. Sorry, I've been listening to Bruce Springsteen. Can't get that one. Yeah, he wrote Dead Man Walking song. He wrote it in the time Tim Robbins' movie came out. He was nominated for Best Original Song for the movie. There's only so much Bruce you can take until the tears start to arrive. Pizza. Pizza Hut on its way, 7:43, 1 minute, 0.2 mile for the delivery. Got a Papa John's, 8:04 arrival, 5 minutes, 1.6 mile for the pickup. All right, Papa John's on its way, 8:13 arrival, 4 minutes, 1.3 mile for the delivery. I received the order and they said it already was picked up 3 minutes later. Alrighty, got one at Panera Bread, 8:47, 2 minutes, 0.3 miles for the pickup. Looks like something's going on with bicycles right here. Bicycle hangout. Alright, Panera Bread on its way, 9:01 arrival, 8 minutes, 2.9 miles for the delivery. this song is especially probably what's made him great. All right, got another one. Panera Bread, 9:29, 2 minutes, 0.4 miles for the pickup. All right, this Panera Bread's on its way to Waits Hall. 9:36 arrival, 2 minutes, 1.1 mile for the delivery. This is Waits Hall. Got another one. All right. Got one at Blue Goose Cantina. 9:44 arrival, 3 minutes, 1.3 miles for the pickup. They got the chicken nachos. All right, Blue Cantina on its way. 9:53 arrival, 3 minutes, 1.2 miles for the delivery. Taco, open really late. Velvet Taco, open really late. All right, so how they say his name is Gregory Alan Isakov. He was with a band called Iron and Wine. All right, got one at Velvet Taco. 10:48 on the arrival. 3 minutes, 0.3 mile for the pickup. So on the bag, she's eating a taco. All right, this Velvet Taco is on its way. 11:02 arrival. 11 minutes, 7.5 miles for the delivery. Let's see if we can see the demon, also known, I always call it, you can kind of see him, he's up there, the Edge Haunted House. Right back that way, yeah, kind of see it. Anyway, he's got his hand up like this, or like that, or something like that. All right, it's Killian, kind of like Killian Murphy, only it's with a K. Beep 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 beep. I think it's probably, it might be impossible to teach filmmaking. You could probably teach writing, but I don't know if you could really teach it unless the students followed the filmmaker around and watched them. Kind of like how David Foster Wallace wanted to watch the workings of David Lynch on set, which Lynch was more of a director than anything. But I don't know if you could really teach it. Like, you could teach, like, oh, this is a wide angle. You know, this is kind of, I guess, normal right here. This is 0.5. You know, I mean, you could talk about it, but unless you actually try to go capture something, you're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna put all that academic information together and be like, okay, it worked for Kubrick. It's more about maybe the moment of something that you're really capturing, as opposed to, you know, a design thing. If that makes any sense. I mean, I guess if you're on a set, like Francis Ford Coppola on Dracula, then things can be designed, maybe, you know, if you have that much power, and you can tell everyone where to stand, and then you have things going on behind them. But even in that, they'll find improvisation, because things can happen on set that weren't planned, just like they can happen in life. I think Cooper just made a movie called "Is This Thing On?" is I think the title of it, and he said that when they went in to mix the sound, it didn't sound like a modern day New York City. He noticed that it sounded like an old school New York City. You watch, will stand firm in your faith, because there's a lot of electric bikes and things that it sounds different. So he added all that kind of stuff, which I thought that was a cool little move. One thing about him, about Bradley, that's different than like David Lynch or something, is he talks in detail about everything, which is going to be helpful in the long run, probably. Even though a lot of people say don't talk about it. Or Lynch didn't like to talk about things like that, really, because he was more of an illusionist. You know, he was more of creating his own world kind of thing. He was a painter, you know. Cooper's an actor, so he's gonna talk about everything. And like when I heard him like commenting on Maestro, I was like, man, he's like a vlogger about it. He literally is like non-stop commentary, and he's excited about like every little thing and what everything means. And there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think. But I do kind of agree with Lynch on the mystery of, you know, keeping it kind of quiet. Because, you know, the difference between if you're trying to teach it, or if you're just excited about it, you know, or you learn something, you know, and it doesn't really matter in the long run. Lynch talked a lot about his stuff. He didn't realize it, but he's not around anymore. But I know it's like critical. It's a critical thing. It can be. It's like if you're painting, you're like, well, I'm using this color because of, you know, some painters are that way, and then some of them are just real quiet. Another thing, I just want to take my hat off to some vloggers. Trent the Traveler. I really do appreciate his stuff because it's relaxing. He's the only vlogger I think that has that down packed. It's like he has this motto about being cozy, and it's really smart strategy. And then I like the fact recently he went to Iceland, and then now he's posting stuff that he's already back. So he did something about a van build or something he was doing. I didn't get to watch it all, but then like the Iceland ones will be released later, so he's putting those together almost kind of like a movie. And then he releases a quicker one, you know, and he's gotten, I've watched one that was 4 years old today, and he's different now. He was more hippie about 4 years ago. He had longer hair. He's cut a lot of the stuff. He's finite as character. You know, it really is an acting feat. And then I watched a little bit of The Woo, because I haven't got back to him, because I've been on a diet. He's kind of a heavy eater at times, or he can be. But he also diets and stuff. He tries. He's just gung-ho about Disneyland or Disney World. Disney World. And it's sometimes overbearing, but him and Micah, just, you know, they enjoy what they're doing, and you get that idea, so it works. But yeah, a vlogging partner is a cool thing, you know, because it's kind of like a community group and also like a therapy therapy group too, because they're both going to lay down the cameras, or they're going to pick up the cameras, and they're going to talk about stuff that they have common interests, like-minded people. Yeah, like-minded people around one another. So they're like a, they're like a pack. They're like a band, a band of vloggers. And, that's just what they do. Or like, filmmakers do the same. The people that are making the big movies, they'll hang out and be like-minded and talk about things. But I don't know. I mean, I've considered them like, man, I got like 3 views on this one and like 10 views on this one. Like, what's going on? I don't have a lot of like-minded other vloggers, obviously, that you can see. This guy's unloading some stuff. By Racing Canes. All right, I just made a mistake on Isakov and Iron and Wine. They're actually 2 different bands. I don't know if they cover one another's song or not. But I remember when I was on Spotify and the Trapeze Swinger, I have to find out some information on that song. I got one at Jack in the Box a minute ago. I know, it confused me. So Gregory Alan Isakov covered an Iron and Wine song called the Trapeze Swinger. Now we gotta figure it out. We gotta go to Jack in the Box. All right, got one at Jack in the Box. 11:53 arrival, 4 minutes, 1.8 mile for the pickup. All right, when Iron and Wine sing, or when the singer of Iron and Wine, when he sings Trapeze Swinger, I seem to understand it more because he was the writer of it. It's interesting. But I do like Gregory Alan Isakov's version. Hello? All right, next one's at Buffalo Brothers. 12 arrival, 1 minute, 0.3 mile for the pickup. First one's Jack in the Box. It's going to Kelly Wright Samuelson Hall. All right, Buffalo Brothers on its way. Brown Lupton University Union. So that's probably what they meant by the hall. It's a dorm right there. That's the hall, where it says the drop-off is. And that's where the drop-off is. The first one, the Jack in the Box, was probably about $150 worth of Jack in the Box. Guy's about $1.70. Probably buying it for all his dorm buddies. Like 15 hamburgers or something. I don't know. I didn't look at the price tag on it. Never really, I don't know, I was kind of a health nut. At Wesleyan, I'd eat like chicken sandwiches, like, like the chicken patty sandwiches, and I'd do trips to Taco Bell, but we didn't have Grubhub and Favor and Uber Eats and all that stuff. We had to get into the vehicle and drive to the fast food place that would be open sometimes till 2 or 3 in the morning, sometimes all night. But now they just wait. All right, that's the last one for tonight. I'm gonna go back and feed Kitty. You have a good one. The spider's kind of cool. I'm sorry, but this pumpkin is evil. Look at this. purple light. The purple light. There's Kitty. You have a good night.